Here today, I put a post on Facebook because when I was younger, a sister in this church was pivotal in teaching me about faith and what God can do. So, a little bit of a backstory. About a year ago, I started having issues in my kidney, and the doctors couldn't quite figure out what was going on. So they referred me to one specialist who referred me to a second. And he put me on two different pills. He said, you'll be on these the rest of your life. He said, in order for your kidneys to function properly, otherwise you risk kidney failure. And so this past Easter, people kept telling me, hey, there's a prophet coming to town, to Rogersville, you ought to come. And being in this thing all my life, I've seen the real, I've seen a lot of what professes to be prophetic, but sometimes isn't. So I took it as a grain of salt, but God confirmed through a couple of different people I needed to be at that service. So Jamie and I went that Sunday morning, and I never heard of this guy, I've never seen him, never heard of me. And we get there, and he preaches, and then he begins to operate in the gifts, and he called me out, and I was weary that he would want to get me out of the wheelchair and see me walk. And because I can't stand up and hobble a little bit, you know, a lot of folks will think that's a miracle right there, and I didn't want to be misleading. So the first words out of his mouth was, I want to pray for that man in the wheelchair, but this ain't wheelchair stuff. He said, there's something down on the inside of you that the fire of God's going to burn out. He said, it's down in your inner being. He couldn't explain it. He said, but God's going to do something. So he laid hands on me and prayed, and I believed and I received. I went back to my primary doctor that next Tuesday, 2 days later. They just wanted to do lab work just to see what was going on in my body. They did their lab works, and then I went back to the kidney doctor in Nashville this past Tuesday, in addition to the knee surgeons and getting ready to have knee surgery. That doctor, by the way, he's a Muslim, not a believer. He said, so, what's going on with you and your labs? You had labs recently? I said, yes. He looked at them, he looked at me, he looked at them again, his mouth dropped. He said, this is unusual, I don't understand, but everything's perfect. Your numbers are perfect. You're not going to need these medicines anymore.
Listen.
And I want to know, does anybody here know who but God could do such a thing? He reached down into my kidneys. I feel the Holy Ghost, and he performed a miracle in me. So, Sister Shelby, who used to sit way back there in the third row to the back, taught me as a young child about faith. And so I'm going to do a couple of her songs as a medley in honor of her tonight. You're reading the paper, another earthquake has torn the land, and famine is out of control. There's fighting and dying, there's sin on every hand. Where it is, the mind of men, I don't know. But God's got everything under control. Yes, he does. He's still God, and he's in charge of his own. I can sleep like a baby. I've got peace in my soul. God's got everything under control. Well, you reading the paper, another earthquake has fallen.
Amen.